attention right at the center of the heart, your heart, and begin to activate the purest, most powerful part of your soul. Please use a symbol for the energy that you're feeling or focusing on right now, the center of your heart that resonates with you. This point of power that we all have has no shape or limitation. So I use the flame to symbolize this point of power. Beautiful. As we're activating this energy and becoming one with it, I'd like us to move it in and around the totality of our physical body, encompassing every inch of our body. Beautiful. Every chakra, every organ, just move this energy in every single part of it. Great. And I'm sensing this energy go in and around the totality of our physical being. So now we're going to expand it outside of our physical bodies. Outside of this room that we're in today, as we expand this energy past the clouds, we'll become one with our higher selves, individually and collectively, as we join together today in one accord. Beautiful. Now together, as a team, we're going to take this energy that we've created and we're going to expand it even further. Past the solar system, encompassing the totality of the universe, as we become one with the originating source of all there is, all there was, and all that is becoming. Beautiful. I'm going to activate the rainbow bridge. This rainbow bridge is just a focal point. It has many modalities. For the purpose of this healing, we're going to activate it and invite any and all higher selves from any other realm or direction to help facilitate this healing. And any and all souls from any other realm or direction that want to come and partake in this healing. Beautiful. I want to invite the highest frequencies of the mineral, plant, animal, human kingdom, and beyond. I'm feeling that the energy come in. Beautiful. All right. As we release, there is no right way to do this, and there is no wrong or right symbol to use. So please use whatever comes to your mind that is personal to you. We all have choice here. That's the beauty of this work. All right. So I'm going to begin to activate the releases. The three most potent, the deepest patterns that we carry as humans, for aging, illness, death, and dying. So I'd like us to begin to release and activate the releases in ourselves and allow just aging, illness, death, and dying to be fully released. And I'm seeing this energy come off of me and neutralize in a symbolic pond. Some people, they turn a knob somewhere on their body and it just kind of flushes out. That's totally fine. Whatever works for you guys, please use. Beautiful. I'd like us to release any and all limitations, limiters, whether they're belief systems from past lives that are no longer serving us, emotional responses no longer serving us, habits, commitments, and vows from any and all past lives. Release any and all fear. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, any and all self-hate, self-denigration, lack of self-acceptance, judgment and criticism of the self, shadows from any and all lives, which are misunderstandings, miscommunication. Beautiful. Okay. I'd like to join in one accord as well with these fifth dimensional planets that I use for my own healing. The first one is Sirius. It's the planet of health. I want to activate that energy. Petros. It's a fifth dimensional planet that brings in the highest form of unconditional love and gratitude and emotional healing. It empowers self-power, self-confidence, and releases any and all insecurities. Beautiful. Okay. So I will begin with the individual healing now. And please again take this opportunity, for those in the crowd, to do these releases. If something comes to mind, allow it to be released. I'm going to start over here to the left. Okay. Seeing your soul come down symbolically on the platform. And you're kind of like, at the soul level, you're kind of running around and you're kind of like what's going on? What is this? You're kind of a little bit confused, which is totally fine, very normal. I'd like you to begin to release any and all at the soul level confusion, internal conflict. And I want to bring in for all of us clarity in all of our chakras. The symbol I like to use for this is I imagine a reverse black holes on all of my chakras, allowing any and all density be fully released, blown out, dissolved. Okay, so you're coming down. I'm asking your soul, what is the most detrimental situation in your life that you would like help on today? And if you can take me there. Give me 1 second here. Your soul, the first thing you're telling me is that at the soul level, I carry a lot of shame and regret. I'd like you to begin to release that shame and regret. I'm asking your soul to either take me to, project me into, or take me to a past life or a deeper pattern that started this shame, this guilt. You're telling me at the soul level that in this life, the current life that you're living, that you don't know where it comes from. There's a lot of confusion. And I want to let your soul know and your conscious mind understand that is completely normal. Because all of these patterns come from the soul. We don't have the conscious awareness of why. So I'd like your mind to release the attachment to wanting to know the why. Okay. Need a couple seconds here. You are taking me into a past life. You're telling me that you made some detrimental decisions that didn't turn out how you expected them to. I want you to continue to release shame. If you're feeling anything physical on your body, please place a focal point, whether it's a reverse black hole or reverse fan, right at where you're feeling it, for any of you, and allow the divine flush, the divine blowout, to release this energy and release any and all attachment, comfort, security that goes with it. Beautiful. Okay. There's a lot of disappointment here. You're taking me down this kind of almost like a rabbit hole kind of room, but you're taking me slowly because there is a lot of shame. So I will ask your higher selves to put you in the most comfortable position. And I just want to remind your soul that there is no judgment. We're all here for a reason. as we know, we're all co-created. Most likely, your soul is going to show us something that helps somebody else release today. Perfect. Okay. Now, when I do get past lives, of course, there's trauma, like I've said, so it can be hard to hear. If you want me to stop at any point, because this is your soul, please tell me to. Ask me to. If not, I'm going to continue. I say what I see in the most loving way that I can. Okay. I'm walking into a room, and there's a bunch of people who are out of body. And you're taking me in this room. It's almost as if you own the room, you work in this room. You're giving me more information. You're telling me that I was in charge of an operation in this life that I'm describing. In this operation, I would operate on humans. Humans that let me hear this clearly from you. Humans that I knew I could attract. You're giving me the analogy. I just want you to continue to release judgment, shame, and fear, because we know that this is not who you are consciously at all. This is all at the soul level in a past life. Just want to continue to remind you of that. You're giving me the analogy of a serial killer and his prey, as if like you would, at the soul level, your soul in this life would try to find prey that would be easy prey to operate on. But you saying at the soul level, I was justifying it for science. You had a goal. You wanted to figure something out, some type of, I don't want to say formula, but something you were trying to figure out. And so you were saying that you used whatever was needed and necessary to get to that answer, to get to that formula. I want you to release the sadness and the belief that you deserve to suffer. You deserve self-punishment, self-denigration, self-hate. Really would like you, I'm asking your soul to really flush out the totality of these patterns and understand that that wasn't the intention in that life. You're telling me that you were motivated by money in that life. And you're motivated by money because you grew up in poverty in that life. There's a belief here that you have to chase money to get money. I really would like the soul to release that belief, that understanding, and identifying with that belief and understanding. Perfect. As you continue to release that shame and that self-denigration punishment, I'm going to move on to the next. I'm not finished with you. I will do another round and come back. But please just allow, I would like to see more of a shift in the image before I dive in deeper. And I would just really continue, please, that shame. Because it's just so unneeded at the soul level. I'm asking your soul. I know you consciously would love to do it, as we all will. Okay, we're going to the next. Okay. You're coming down the platform symbolically. I'd like you, I'm asking your soul to please project me into the best way to help you today. There's a lot of grieving here. A lot of sadness. I'd like you to put one of those reverse black holes at the heart center and allow this sadness, this hurt, this grieving. It feels like a loss. It can be this life or other lives, but just this is what I'm feeling. It's what your soul is telling me. So please begin to release the loss. And I'd like us all to release the belief that if we release the grieving of a past one, whether it's an animal, it's a human, whoever it is, that we won't love them as much. Any attachment to that. I know that's a big belief out here. I've heard it a lot in many of my sessions. But the truth is, we don't have to live with that pain. We're co-created with people and situations in our life, and then we can move on. We don't have to suffer. And that's what I'm feeling here. There's suffering. And I really would like you to release the suffering as much as you can at the soul level. Now you're telling me the suffering, of course, doesn't happen from this life, as we know. So I'm asking you to take me deeper into this pattern and project me into this pattern. I'd like to release any and all patterns and molds of feeling less than, any and all hierarchy, imbalances, impolarities of hierarchy. Beautiful. Placing ourselves in a less than position, below, beneath. It's happened to many of us. And I want to bring in divine balance for all of us in that pattern and mold. Divine freedom. From those patterns and molds. Okay. All right. You're taking me down to a past life as well. Just give me a second here to project into this. You're telling me that I've taken on a deep well of sadness and shame and regret. There's a lot of I could have done better. I should have done better. I should have done more. I'd like us to release that. The demands that we have on ourselves, we place on ourselves, the burdens. Any and all responsibilities. Beautiful. Okay. You're taking me into a past life, but there's some, it's not as clear as I would usually get it, which is fine. I think your soul is kind of indecisive about showing that to me, and that's okay. I want to tap into this well of sadness, because I know this is this can be very detrimental for your current life. So I'd like you to imagine a well of just, I see sadness as a dense kind of red energy, a very dark, dense red energy that may be mixed with black. That's just how I see it. That's how I visualize it. However you want to picture that. Create that symbol in your mind. And I'd like to activate divine releases, divine flush, divine flow, and really the attachment. When we have these patterns at the soul level for life after life after life, and they're empowered, we're comfortable in them. We're attached to them. It's as if we have a relationship or a friendship with them. I want to release that attachment, and then just the belief that you deserve to hold on to that sadness, that you identify with that sadness as you. And I want to bring in the divine unconditional love for all of us in this room here. Empower that divine Petros energy and continue to remind our souls and the people here today that this is completely normal. And there's nothing to be ashamed of or embarrassed of with whatever comes up, whatever you're feeling. I'm seeing you work on that image. The image is shifting. It's less dense. The symbolic well of sadness is much, much less dense. I want to bring the divine scanner, and I'm just really scanning out all the, it's almost like a filter is what I imagine. It's like filtering out all of that darkness, that density. I want us to release any and all blinders again. And as you're activating that, you're continuing to release that. I'm going to go over to the next person, but I will do another round. Okay. You're symbolically coming down the platform, and you're super smiley. Okay, it's great. I love seeing people's personalities up here. It's so funny. Okay, so you're coming down, and you're kind of jumping around, but you're showing me, there's this kind of pattern that you're showing me very vaguely about feeling like you have to be happy for others when you're feeling sad. And I really want you to release that. The belief that you have to put on at the soul level any type of show, any type of happiness to cover up the pain. And I'm reminding your soul that we're here today to dissolve that pain, to focus on, to identify that pain, those patterns, and neutralize them. So you don't have to feel any more pain. And I'm asking you now, at the soul level, to project me into that pain. That pain that you have to avoid or feel like you have to avoid. Okay. I want you to begin to release sadness if you can. Divine, flush out all the sadness. We're going to focus on the heart center, but there is healing going on all around us, all in the audience. Lots of suffering. You're telling me I suffer in silence. I want you to release the expectation of yourself to suffer in silence. The comfort. It's very hard for us to ask for help, especially on an emotional level. Some people, they don't understand us. They judge us. We get criticized, whatever, denigrated. I'd like you to release the belief that you cannot go to anybody without help. And maybe that's happened in this life where you try to reach out and help, to get help, and people did denigrate you. So release any and all self-denigration, any and all belittlement of the self. And any and all patterns of perfectionism. This is huge. Very, very common. When we place an expectation on ourselves and we don't meet that expectation of ourselves, we will then begin to resent ourselves. And it's a pattern, and it's a cycle, and it's empowered life after life after life every time we do it. And that's what your soul is showing me, is there is a perfectionism here. I'd like us all to release the attachment to our perfectionism and the expectations that we place on ourselves. If we stand in the center of neutrality without expectations, we allow other opportunities to come in that we didn't foresee, we didn't expect. Beautiful. I'd like you to release there's the demand. There's a lot of demands, the shoulds, the I have tos, the regrets and the resentment of not meeting all of those. That's coming up a lot. So we really want to continue to blow out the totality of these patterns and molds. This entire capacity. Beautiful. You're doing great. All of you are doing great. You're pointing at your third eye now, and you're saying there's something about wanting to tap into deeper gifts, deeper meanings, but this perfectionist pattern blocks that opportunity. And you're saying, because I'm expecting myself to do X, Y, or Z. And so I want you to continue to release this perfectionism. And I want you to bring in divine flow and divine freedom for your gifts and talents. And I want to activate the divine now energy, which will hold us in the now. Divine discernment, divine balance, neutrality, harmony, peace. And just allowing all of your gifts to unfold naturally. Perfect. I'd like you to release, there's a protection, I want to call it a block, but it's kind of like a veil that's over, I'm seeing over your third eye, and I'd like you to release that. It's protecting you. It's almost like, well, if I don't enhance my intuitive gifts, I won't fail. If I don't try, I won't fail. And we want to release the totality of that pattern, those beliefs, those solidified truths that we're carrying at the soul level. I'm going to go back over to you now. It's so sweet. You at the soul level are coming up to me and you are thanking me with a lot of gratitude. It's just so sweet to see. And I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you, because that plays a very important role as well. I just want to see if there's anything else you're going to show me here. I'm not getting anything from you. I'm going to go back over to her. Okay. You three definitely, you seem like you're a little tapped out for today. So I'm just going to allow you guys to continue to integrate until I see anything else. I do want to just check the time really quickly. Okay. We do have time for more volunteers. There she goes. So you, and you. We'll do a straight line. Perfect. Thank you guys so much. Perfect. Perfect. We could do 4 people, I guess. If you want to grab a chair? Sure. Yeah. Oh, you know what? There's one right here. Okay. So sorry. All right. So I just want to re-amalgamate, which is the joining in one accord with our pure soul essence, the totality of all that we are on every level, our higher selves, the originating source of all there is. Beautiful. Okay. Super smiley over here. I love it. Super smiley. Okay. You're walking down the symbolic platform. Okay. You're asking me for help. Just give me a second to really understand what's going on here. Telling me there are issues. You're pointing at the body. And you're kind of doing like from throat area to abdomen and maybe a little further. So I'm asking you to project me, if that's something that you want to work on today, body issues. I'd like to project into your body issues. Okay, you're leading me right to your stomach. And you're telling me that there's a lot of, you're saying I'm actually really unsure, but there's just a lot of stuff held at energetically at the stomach, in the stomach area. So I want to begin to put that reverse black hole, just allowing the divine flush to come in and flush that out. And if you can actually guide it out of you. Beautiful. I'm seeing a lot of, it looks like dense energy. you're telling me possibly, you're saying it's negative energy. That's totally okay. We've all had it, we've all experienced it. I don't want you to feel bad about that, but let's begin to release the totality. It's as if something, like an influence of some kind, has a hold on you, on your stomach. It looks like claws to me. That's what it looks like. So, I'm not, of course, saying that to scare you, so I want to release any and all fear, any and all discomfort with that idea. Beautiful. Okay. So this is my definition of astral energy, and there's a lot of definitions out there. This is just my definition with the higher self voice techniques that I do use. And this definition is when we have extreme emotions, really deep, dense emotions, fear, sadness, whatever it may be, we can call in different, whether it's astral influences, entity attachments, anything of that sort. And that's what's here today, is what you're showing me. So I'd like you to begin to release any attachment to this. There's anger here from past lives. There's wrath. There's disappointment, rage, jealousy. So these energetics act as symbolic food for other influences to come in, that like attracts like energy again. So it acts as symbolic food to attach to us, to co-creation, perfect match. And that's why we're releasing them today. There's a lot of fear. There's a fear of illness. Fear of attracting more illness. Fear of not knowing what could potentially harm or hurt the body. You want to release that. Beautiful. Okay. I do have an out-of-body entity that I work with. Her name is Jane. She comes in and deals with the astral. She is going to work with you right now. I just would like you to focus on your higher selves. Focus on your own power. And bring in the divine surrender to let go of this astral energy. This dense energy. Beautiful. You're doing great. I'm seeing a symbolic tornado kind of swirl around you. And you're definitely getting a lot out of that. I'm going to leave that there for now, and I'm going to go on to the next. Be right back. Okay. You're coming down the platform. I'd like you to release any and all patterns and molds of feeling shy, feeling out of place in any capacity. This is at the soul level again. Okay. Feeling any and all discomfort. You're taking me into a life of you as a little girl. And this could be this present life or past life. I'm not getting that yet, but you're taking me down this hallway. And you're giving me an image of you, I want to say 4 or 5, and you're plugging your ears. And you're looking at just a lot of chaos. There's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of just anger around you. And you're just telling me that you had to be this like mediator. You had to just mediate and neutralize this household. So I want you to release. There's this pattern of like freezing up or tensing up in when there's chaos or anger, or maybe too much going on. I like you to release just that totality of the tensing up. And I want to bring in the power of the miraculous to really flush and flow out these patterns, these molds, this attachment. I'd like you to release, there's chaos in this life at the mind level. If you can symbolically open up your mind and allow this chaos to flush out of your brain area, your mind area. Beautiful. It's almost as if you're saying too, it's like there's two parts to this. The chaos happens and you're used to it. So you can, it's almost sometimes that you've used chaos in the past to kind of move forward in life, to focus. But then there's another part of you that it disrupts you. And so there's just this two parts, which is really interesting. I haven't seen this yet in a person, but it's great. I love learning, so that's great. I want to release these two sides of this imbalance, this polarity. Being comfortable in the chaos, being uncomfortable in the chaos. And release any and all emotions that are attached to this. Emotional responses, anxiety, panic attacks. I'd like you to release any and all patterns and molds of believing that you have to fix the issue. You have to be the neutralizer. You have to be the mediator. And the attachment to that role, feeling like you're responsible for that. Beautiful. You're doing great. You're doing so great. As you continue, I'm going to go over to the next person. You're coming down the symbolic platform. And I'm asking your soul to show me, first be in the most comfortable position here. Just immersed with unconditional love and gratitude. Okay. I'm picking up a fear. There's a fear here. We want to continue. We want to just release and flush out any general patterns of fear. The less fear we carry, less astral energy we attract, and then also, of course, things that we have to be afraid of. There's a fear of closeness. And it's not just, it's any kind of closeness. There's an emotional closeness at the soul level. There's an intimate closeness. Okay, you're telling me at the soul level, I feel like if someone really knew me, I don't think that they would stick around. And that just breaks my heart. So I'd like you to release that belief. And release that pattern. Release any and all just feeling less than in any capacity. Lack of self-acceptance. Any and all lacks. Perfect. Okay. Okay. You're giving me more here. Give me a second. I'm just coming out slowly. Just give me a minute. You're showing me a life that was detrimental to you. You had a very close family. It was more like a commune. It wasn't like a real immediate family, but it was a commune. And there's a bunch of like what you're describing as friends, family, just a bunch of different people that were associated with you. And I'm seeing like a raid come in. It's as if you lived in a village of some sort, and a raid came in and just annihilated everybody, and you were this only survivor. And in that life, there was a vow to never get close to somebody else, so you don't have to feel that pain and suffering of loneliness, of the emotional burdens, the grieving, the loss. You want to flush out the totality of those patterns and molds. You're doing great. You are releasing that. As you continue with that, I'm going to go over to the next person. Okay. The first thing you're coming down the rainbow, or the symbolic platform, and the first thing you're saying is there's a lot of confusion in my belief systems. It's as if your soul and your mind are having conflict. So I'm asking your soul and your mind to present themselves. This is interesting. Okay. So the soul is coming in almost like an old wise soul, a very, almost like a grandpa, and then like the brain, your mind is coming in as a kid. I'm going to show you type of a thing. Of course, it's not conscious, but that's just kind of the analogy that I'm getting with your mind and your soul. There's a lot of conflict here, so I'd like you to imagine a symbol for the mind and a symbol for the soul. I see the mind as a brain. That's how I see it. And then the soul is like a little teardrop. It's metallic. I'd like you to place them right in front of your vision, in your mind's eye. And I want to release any and all conflict between these guys. Any and all shadows from the past. They have worked together in different lives. We want to release the arguments, the disagreements, the confusion, the internal conflict. All the shadows, all the misunderstandings, misinterpretations, self-identities of each other, judgment and criticism of each other, lack of self-acceptance. We want to release all the belief systems that the mind has for the soul, and all the belief systems that the soul has for the mind. There's a stubbornness here at the mind level. I'd like you to release the stubbornness, the rigidity. When we release our belief systems, it opens us up to so much more of an expanded perception and reality. And the mind here is having a difficult issue doing that. And this, of course, is common. I want to throw you out on the chopping block, but this is definitely going on at the mind level. I'm asking it to release the stubbornness and release the belief that it has more experience, or it is better than, any and all hierarchy patterns between these two, less than, better than. There's times the soul has relied on the mind in different lives, and the mind has failed it. That's what it's saying. And vice versa. The mind has relied on the soul, and the soul has failed it. There's a lot of distrust here in this relationship. I want to continue to release any and all distrust, dysfunctionality, and empower synchronicity, teamwork, divine family, divine connection, divine understanding. I want to continue to call in those divine energies and just flush out anything between them that's stagnant, stuck, excuse me, or creating blinders and limitations between this connection. Beautiful. All right. As that continues, I'm just going to do another check on all of you. All right. Seeing a lot of energy move through your stomach as we were before, but it's clear, it's not as dense, it's cleaner energy. And I'm seeing you at the soul level work your little heart out, and you're really flushing out and pulling out and dissolving these patterns and molds. And that's great. I'm going to allow that to continue, as that is happening perfectly. I'd like you to release any and all pressure. There's still a lot of pressure here. There's demands. And I want to bring in divine breakout of this meteor kind of buffer in the patterns that we described earlier. Okay. I'd like you to detach yourself from the anger. When there is chaos going on, there is anger going on, anything just completely uncomfortable, I want you to detach your responsibility to it. That's coming up. Beautiful. Okay. Your soul is asking me to stop, so I'm going to move on. This work can be it wears a lot of people out sometimes, but it's a very high energy, as I'm sure you all can feel. So when our soul says to stop, because we have been releasing this whole time, I'm going to just move on and accept that for what it is. Okay. You all are still releasing, but there isn't anything for me to continue to direct. Just want to bring in the divine instant integration, acclimation, assimilation, transformation, expansion, divine opportunities, divine unfoldment, divine unconditional love to all that we are, for all that we are, all that we have been, and all that we are becoming. Thank you all for allowing me to work with you. And that completes the session for today. Yeah, of course. Of course. Thank you. You guys have questions? I think we have time for a couple of those. We do. Yes.
So how long have you been doing this work?
2 years.
You're on fire.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes.
Is your beginning talk on a CD or on your website? That was so inspiring.
Oh.
When you first started talking before you did people.
Oh, okay. That's the amalgamation. It isn't, but I can work on that and give it to you in the future. Yes. I know you have my contact number, so perfect. Any other questions or concerns? Yes.
How did you get from the picture that was up there to the picture that I see now?
Working on, I was so lost And I found this work through a woman named Janet Richmond. Kind of just started working on myself. It was all going inward. And that's what a lot of people don't know is we have so many issues. I mean, not all of us, I won't say that, but there's so many issues out there that we have. And we don't know that it all starts at the soul level. So when I met her, I had intuitive gifts before. So I started with just kind of seeing, I read the eyes very well. And personalities very well. And that just kind of, that built me up with these techniques, learning the techniques, and then projecting my experience into them. So that's kind of how, it's all energetic work. I really didn't do anything else except for this work, which is, I wanted to do that to see how far I could go. You know, because people tell you all the time, oh, you can do this X, Y, or Z, but this work is truly unlimited as long as you allow yourself the access to take it in. Yeah. So it was all of that. It works both ways. It works, you know, the healer identifying the patterns and molds, but also the person allowing the access and allowing the healing to come in and really move through the body and move through the energetic bodies of the mind, you know, the emotional body and the habit body. So, physical body. So, yeah. Yeah, of course. All right. Well, we're at booth M51. We're doing personal healings. We have our own room, so if that interests you guys at all, there's that. And then I'm also the woman that taught me these techniques. I'm doing a healing with her tomorrow at 5 p.m. in Century C. It's 45 minutes. We're going to be doing a healing on the whole crowd, so it's not going to be individuals, but it's going to be all of humanity is the theme. All right.
I just want to share that I've actually been working with Alisha, and one thing that she taught me to past life of mine, and she said there's a knife in your eye. It looks like the Civil War. I'm going to take it out. You know, sure, go ahead, take it out. And she took it out, and 3 days later, that was Sunday, on Wednesday, I drove home, I got, oh my gosh, I can't see what's going on. And I realized that when I took off my glasses, I could see better. So I went to my eye doctor 2 weeks later because it was hard to get an appointment. My eyes changed 2 diopters. So I'm actually wearing my reading glasses now. And I have to change all my glasses. And even the eye doctor was surprised. She goes, I've never, this is a lot. You understand 2 diopters is a lot, which I didn't understand. And she said, you know, what did you do when you're eating better? Are you eating? Yes, I'm eating better. It's hard to say I had a knife in my eye. So that was a little too strange. So I can say that. But beyond that, my mother had high blood pressure. And so every 2 months we're going to emergency, sitting 200. And, you know, I beg her to go. And she worked on my mom quietly without my mom knowing. She doesn't believe in it. She worked on my mom's soul. And within 2 weeks, my mom is now at 132 to 123. She's 90 years old. Wow. She was, you know, so she has to write down, you know, I bought her a calendar. She's so proud of herself, what she's doing. But I bring my mom in all the time to, you know, and she's so glad that she can learn about love in this lifetime that she doesn't know about. So I just wanted to give you a testimony of how special you are. Thank you.
Last thing, I'm so sorry I forgot. I'm giving away 3 healing sessions. If you guys want to go to my website and sign up, all you have to do is put your email in my website, and I will be sending an email out later next week on the 17th and letting you know the winners. So there you go. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anytime. I have to get the brochure.